You've spent the last 30 or 40 years of your life building your business. Now it's time to pass it on to your second generation, to your children. But are they ready? The fact of the matter is that 30% of the time it works, 70% of the time it doesn't work out. Thanks for watching me here on WOWBIZ. My name is Hinderaker, and I'm visiting with Jim Zipurski, who is with Corporate Finance Associates in Omaha, Nebraska. Jim, welcome to WOWBIZ. And why is it so difficult to transition from first to second generation? Why is the ratio of success 30%? It seems extremely low.
It's actually even a little bit lower than that. There are a number of reasons, Lynn, and probably first and foremost is communication. Business owners just don't seem to talk to their kids about the transition and succession issue. Second is an access to capital, not having enough capital. The kids don't have the money to buy mom and dad out. And the third is what I call family dysfunction. Mom and dad not necessarily thinking the kids are capable of taking over the business from them, or mom and dad not necessarily wanting to let someone take over the business from them. So those are the three main reasons that we see.
I could see it being a very complex issue. Which one of those three, by the way, do you attack first? If all three of them are present, which one is the priority? Is it the money thing, or is it the emotional exchange and the honest dialogue? Which one of them gets you further faster?
First and foremost, it's the honest dialogue. It's communication. Communication has to be present. We can't do anything about the other problems unless the family's talking about what their goals and aspirations are, what they're looking to accomplish, and why they're looking to do this. Okay. We can find the money for them, but if they're not going to be honest with each other about what they want, it's still not going to be successful.
Okay, let's talk about the money for a second. Let's say, for instance, all the neuroses of the family have been expunged, okay? So now it's the opportunity. We still got to find some cash to enable the first generation to retire and live the kind of life that they've been working so hard to live, and help the second generation live the lifestyle they're used to living at this point. How do we get that done if the cash doesn't seem to be right there on the financial statements?
Well, most business owners just assume that they can go to the bank and borrow the money, but someone's got to be on the hook or guaranteeing that debt. Right. So what we like to do in these situations is what we call an equity recapitalization, where we bring in a group from outside who provides the equity necessary to give mom and dad the financial comfort that they want to live their life and have their lifestyle be the same, have the kids take over the day-to-day operations of the business without having to worry about where we're going to get the money to run the business.
Okay, now when you do equity recapitalization, why is that group better than the banker? Obviously, the bank doesn't want to run the business. Do these people actually have an operating background, or how do they vary from the banker?
The benefits of the equity recapitalization over a bank. The bank is only going to lend money on debt. And so an equity player is going to bring equity in, that's long-term money, versus short-term money, and most of the equity groups that we deal with do have operational experience. They are adept at acquiring these privately held, family-run businesses that are doing $10 or $12 million, and magically 5 to 10 years later, through professionalization, improved systems, access to capital, the business is doing $50, $60 million, and the equity group makes its money when they sell that company again in 5 to 10 years.
That's when they flip it, actually, right?
That's correct.
You know, Jim Zipurski at Corporate Finance Associates turns out to be one of the most likable guys I've ever met. He seems to have the sensitivity and the nuance. He knows how to bring people together and keep the lubricant going, kind of keep the dialogue going. And I think that's what it takes to put all these deals together. He's a finance guy, but he's obviously a psychologist as well. You just spelled out an ideal scenario, and sounds pretty interesting to me. I don't know why any business owner wouldn't want to go for that. But is it really that easy? They just pour some cash into it and systemize operations, and bang, everything works as planned?
Oh, no, it's really, really hard work. Okay. And they've got to be planning on what they're doing. There are some keys to success. Not all of them work. Not all of them are successful. And not every business owner can do an equity recapitalization because the buyers want certain characteristics in some businesses. But for the most part, we have seen that private equity groups have a higher rate of success in building and developing those businesses, significantly, like triple the rate of success as what we've seen from businesses trying to transition from first to second or third generation.
Wow. Very interesting. I had no idea. Jim Zipurski with Corporate Finance Associates here in the Omaha, Nebraska area. Jim, I have to compliment you because there's a lot of moving parts here that I see you kind of choreographing and pulling together. Tell me a little bit more about Corporate Finance Associates, because obviously you know how to pull together all of these parts.
Well, we've been doing this in Omaha for 31 years. I've been at this for 21 years, working with owners of privately held companies dealing with family dysfunctional issues, and helping them resolve their problems and find the right acquirers for their businesses to perpetuate the legacy that they've developed.
And you're a specialist and an advisor. How long does the average relationship that you have? Do you work with somebody for a few weeks, a few months, a few years? Just very quickly.
Lynn, we say we're in the business of planting trees, not weeds. Our relationships generally are anywhere from 6 months to 5 years, depending upon the situation.
Wow. Jim Zipurski with Corporate Finance Associates. Now you have the inside dope on how to put a deal together, how to succeed insofar as your succession plans are concerned. Thanks for joining me on WOWBIZ. My name's Lynn Hinderaker.